Hey VC, what's going on? Chris back here making another video for you, and for me, because I need to put some records away and can't do it until, I could do it, but that's just my order. Yeah, these are just recent finds as usual. I find that that's what most people like for content, so that's what I keep putting out. If you guys have any other ideas for content, drop me a line, any questions you have or whatever, or want to see something in particular. I never really done that, but if any has any ideas or whatever that you'd like to see a video about, let me know. But anyways, in the background, we got one that just came in. This is a Spirit in the Sky, Open Sky. Kind of a cool cover there. A little ear to the ground, some landscape in the background. As you can see, just some real nice jazz. David Liebman would be the main name. Robert Moses also, and Frank Tusa on the bass. But yeah, this is out on the PMR Records out of New Jersey. So you'll kind of hear it throughout the video, but yeah, it's pretty enjoyable. Kind of mellow, and then kind of just goes right into it. So if it's something you like, check it out. So I want to start off first with the big release of the week, and one that I've been looking forward to since they announced it. This is Weezer's new album, OK Human. This is on, pretty cool. That's actually at Abbey Road, I believe, is where they recorded. So that's kind of neat. On the test tube clear vinyl, they called it. Pretty cool cover too. So this album wasn't supposed to come out until after. So they were doing some stadium tours with Foo Fighters and who was the other band? Who was that? Fall Out Boy. And they didn't want to release it. They actually had this album done for a while, but they didn't want to release it because their other album, Van Weezer, was better suited for playing stadiums and stuff like that. This album is more mellow, kind of Pinkerton-esque, I want to say. It's their best album that they've produced in a long, long time. I put this on and I was blown away. My wife, was even kind of like, but yeah, awesome album. They kind of channel Pet Sounds a little bit. I was reading that, Harry Nilsson album, sorry. They kind of channeled that as well, Rivers, Cuomo. But all these songs just kind of flow right in together. Sometimes you don't even know, you really got to listen because you don't know a new track is starting. But I was just really blown away by it. If you guys haven't heard it, definitely check it out. They play with a 38-piece symphony, which is awesome. I think it adds a lot to it. Yeah, just really enjoyable. Not, like the Weezer the poppy albums that you've heard. Definitely more, it takes like a deeper listen to it, not just, like a radio hit, you know what I mean? I think the only song that they have released off of here is All My Favorite Songs. But yeah, I can't wait to listen to this a couple more times. Really enjoyed it. So next one that just came in. So I actually ordered this album a while ago. This is my third copy of this album. Amazon shipped it once in a bubble mailer, creases all over it. Shipped it another time in just the box, and it was just rattling around. Seam splits, spine splits. So this is the third one. This is the only copy they had left, and so this is on the International Anthem label, which I freaking love. I buy everything from them at this point. But yeah, this is Desron Douglas and Brandy Younger. They recorded this, it's called Force Majeure, but they recorded this, I don't know whose apartment it was, but in Harlem, New York, during the quarantine. They did some live sessions. Let me turn that down, it's pretty loud. They had some live sessions over the summer between like March and June or something. But they recorded this, live on, I don't know if it was YouTube or Instagram. But really nice recording. There was some kind of talking, because it is a live stream, so they're kind of, bantering in the background a little bit. So that's kind of a little bit annoying, but the music is great. Brandy Younger on harp, and Desron Douglas plays stand-up bass, and then, regular electric bass. Just them two, just kind of jamming. There's some Coltrane, Alice and John songs on here. Pharoah Sanders. They even do a Kate Bush cover as well. Yeah, just a really nice album, and they do a couple of their own arrangements. So if you haven't heard it, definitely check it out. Next one was a real nice find from Glass House Records out in Pomona. This is Pharoah Sanders Quintet, self-titled on ESP. Never see any ESP here in Dallas, so it's freaking awesome. Definitely free jazz. Pharoah Sanders, Stan Foster, Jane Getz, William Bennett, and Marvin Patillo is the percussor. So yeah, from 1965 or something like that. 1965? Sorry. Yep, 1965. Just a great record. Anything on ESP is going to be good. But yeah, I was really happy to get that one. Love that cover too. Next, also I got at the same time, I got that one. I've heard Dave Local Manography, a couple other people. This is my first album from him. And yeah, I'll definitely be looking for more. I guess kind of cheap heat, I guess you could say. But this is Hal Galper Quintet, Reach Out on Inner City. Yeah, Michael Brecker, Randy Brecker, Wayne Dockery, and Billy Hart. Just really nice. I was really impressed with it. Definitely a cheap heat album if you guys ever see this in the wild. So, Hal Galper Quintet, Reach Out. Next, I got this probably a couple months ago from Record Jungle out in LA. I had heard this album before. I know it's a pretty rare soul album, and he had it priced reasonably well. There's like one mark on it, but it doesn't affect the playback of it, and he kind of mentioned that. But this is one I've seen before but never had. This is Mike James Kirkland, Hang On In There. Sorry, the glare from my light there. I have a really dark room here, so I use like a light. But yeah, that's on Brian Records. Just really great soul. I mean, it's probably, in my top 10 now for, most expensive records in my collection. But yeah, really great soul. I was really happy to pick that up for, an awesome price. And yeah, if you guys haven't heard it, check it out. Alright, getting into some, a little bit of punk here. You guys have heard me mention this band before, Face to Face. This is Standards and Practices, Volumes 1 and 2. Volume 1 was released like 15 years ago. It's kind of like, I don't want to say demos, but, outtakes and, songs that were never released. So, pretty cool. It's on like a sky blue or baby blue vinyl. They released it on their own label, Antagonist. Trevor Keith, love Trevor Keith, lead singer. Great stuff. I can't stand. I mean, I'm getting. Is anybody else getting records like this in the mail now with seam splits? It's driving me bonkers. I get so many now. From Amazon and Target and Walmart, they all go back. But some of these smaller, like this came right from the label. This was limited to like. This color was only $275. They're not going to have extras, so you're almost stuck with it unless the record's completely damaged. So it's really annoying. I don't know. Maybe I'm the only one that puts up with that. Next, we got another one that just another one from my youth, I guess you could say. This is Newfound Glory, their self-titled album. So many great tracks on here. I just remember jamming this, you know, in high school, and pretty cool colored vinyl too. Man, I mean, I jammed this so much back in the day. Better Off Dead is on here. Dressed to Kill. I mean, every single song on here, I played this and put me in a good mood, you know. It really did. So, I'm very happy to have that. Next, I've been traveling to Houston for work a lot, and I went to an antique mall and found this at an antique mall. This is my first or second. I might have one other album. This is a Husker Du Candy Apple Gray. You know, it's gold stamp promo, but you know, it's not a white label or anything. On the Warner Brothers label. Yeah, really nice, you know, rock music there. Came out in like 1985 or 1986. You know, Husker Du, you know what you're gonna get. You know, I'm not always in the mood for it, but really great band. Really enjoy it. Obviously Bob Mould. What else is there to say? Nice to have that. This also came from Glass House. Yeah, I was kind of shocked when they posted this. I jumped right on it. Covers a little roach, but kind of what you expect from a punk album. Bad Religion, How Could Hell Be Any Worse? It's a first pressing on Epitaph. It's got I guess the main difference would be the inner side of the sleeve is brown instead of white cardboard. So, yeah, awesome Bad Religion album. Been a big fan of theirs pretty much since I started listening to punk music. This one came out in 1981, so this is getting close to my birth area here. So, I mean, just a classic record. I already listened to this twice. So. As you can see, it's starting to get a little free here in the background, so if you like it, check it out. Alright, next one is some VCLT. Ian Ballantine. I don't think he makes videos, but he comments a lot and, you know, always has nice stuff to say. Much appreciated, Ian. He reached out a couple of videos ago and was like, you know, hey, you know, I got this Roland Kirk album. It's a little too free for me. You know, he's kind of more the hard bop, I think, from what I gather. And he's like, you know, it's yours if you want it. So I said, sure. He has a real nice Japanese pressing here. This is Roland Kirk Domino. And yeah, it's super clean record. The pressing of it is great. It sounds fantastic. This was released on Mercury originally in like 62. But yeah, really nice record. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Side 2 is a little bit better for me, music-wise. I think it's two different personnel. Yeah, so the second side has Wynton Kelly, Roy Haynes on drums, but the first side has Andrew Hill on piano. So, I mean, both sides have some tremendous personnel, but side 2 was just a little bit better for me. But, yeah, great record. Thank you very much, Ian. You know, much appreciated. All right, next, also down to Houston, went to, I think the record store was called Sound Revolution. This was actually up on their wall for not a terrible price. This is Grant Green, Idle Moments. This is the, like, you know, early 70s Black Bee pressing. But, you know, I didn't have this album in any form, and the, you know, originals of this are super expensive. And even this album, you know, I paid half of what these go for. So, Idle Moments, got Joe Henderson, Bobby Hutcherson, Duke Pearson, Bob Cranshaw, and Al Harewood. Freaking awesome album. Grant Green, just, you know, in his usual form, just rocking away. I think this is probably one of his better albums of his career, I would say. And he made a lot. So, yeah, Grant Green, Idle Moments. Nice find. Next one, this is from that same antique mall. I got the Husker Du album. Yeah, he had this for literally $3, which was pretty crazy. This is an original quad pressing on ABC Impulse. Rivers Hughes. As you can see, he's playing flute there. ABC Impulse. Had like one mark on it. Not sure why he had it for $3, but I'm not gonna question him. Sometimes you find some great stuff at these antique malls. Sometimes not so much, but he did have some overpriced items. But you know, found this one. Yeah, just a nice record from Sam here. If you like, you know, the flute, you know, is okay at times, but I don't know, the background music with the flute on this is really nice. So yeah, it's a really enjoyable record. All right, I think, see, it's pronounced, the spelling of his name is like, you know, two different things, and then you know, his pronunciation I heard is different. So this is Prince Lachey. I think that's how you pronounce it, but you know, it looks like Lhasa, and then it's also pronounced Lasha, or spelled Lasha. So I don't know what's the correct terminology of it, but I heard Lachey is right. So Prince Lachey. This is, let's see, I think it's recorded at Berkeley in 1975. Yeah, live at the Berkeley Jazz Festival in 1975. Ron Carter plays bass. He's the busiest man in jazz. Roy McCarthy on drums. Kenneth Nash also on percussion. And Hubert Eves on piano. Some really nice, somewhat accessible free jazz. I don't think it gets too crazy on this. But this is on the Bird's Eye label. It's a pretty cool label. So check it out. Next, I can't remember where. I think I got this from Glass House as well. Mike Longo, Talk with the Spirits on Pablo. Whew. What an album. Also Cheap Heat. I don't think this goes for a lot of money. Let's see here. Mike Longo, Harold Vick, Virgil Jones, Bob Cranshaw. Dizzy Gillespie plays conga. I think he also produced this album. And yeah, he does, you know, vocals on a track. You know, it's just kind of background. And yeah, 1976. It was recorded in New York, but produced by the great Dizzy Gillespie. So definitely give this a listen. I mean, it's just freaking killer. Can't recommend this enough. Cheap Heat, Mike Longo, Talk with the Spirits. All right, this is a new album. It came out early last year. It somehow missed me. Can't even remember where I read about this, but this is a musician called Chris McCarthy. Still Time to Quit. You know, there's my man right there, Takuya Kuroda. You guys heard me mention him in the past. Yeah, so that's the reason I bought it right there, and it did not disappoint. So very nice music. You know, Chris McCarthy plays piano, trumpet, but you know, wasn't expecting much when I got this. But you know, Chris McCarthy, I think these are all his songs that he you know, his arrangements, and yeah, very nice. You know, more on the, you know, mellower side. It's not getting free jazz or anything like that. So I mean, if you're more just a standard jazz, contemporary jazz type person, I think you'll really enjoy this. So give it a listen on YouTube or Bandcamp or whatever. I really enjoy it. Oh, excuse me. Another new one from one of my favorite current jazz artists. This is her new album, Muriel Grossman, Quiet Earth. Our Gems label out of Estonia. Yeah, Spanish saxophone player. You know, a lot of people compare it to like a new Coltrane, like came back in a woman's body or something like that. But just more consistent records from her. This is no exception. A couple of long tracks on each side. But yeah, I mean, just really, really nice. She's just tremendous saxophone player. I love all. I think this is my 4th album from her now. Well, 3 full-length albums, and then one of them's like a hodgepodge of her earlier works that Jazzman produced. Really great album from her. I was real excited to get that, so check it out. These are hard to get in the States sometimes, and the shipping from the actual label is ridiculous. So next one, I'm not going to go into too much detail about these, but picked up a couple of Tone Poets, This one I've been looking forward to since they announced it. Actually, both of these. Don't have many Tina Brooks albums in my collection. They're really, not easy to get originals of. So this is The Waiting Game, Johnny Coles, Kenny Drew, Wilbur Ware, Philly Joe Jones. And yeah, this Raja album, Hank Mobley, Cedar Walton, Paul Chambers, and Billy Higgins. This is another one. I think it was kind of shelved for a long time and then was released on the, I don't know if it was a direct metal mastering or an LT series, or maybe it was one of the connoisseur. I can't remember. It wasn't released till later. Great album. Lee Morgan, Tone Poets. You guys all know him. Yeah, this is a new one. Joshua Abrams Cloud Script. Really nice, modern. Kind of gets spiritual free a little bit. Yeah, really nice. See, he's got Joshua Abrams, Jeff Parker. Was one of my albums of the year last year. Guitar player, Gerald Cleaver, and the great Ari Brown. The lineup there. So check this one out. New album, somewhat new. Last year I think it came out. Next one, the new one from Tyler Childers. I think it's Long Violent History. Yeah, written, another album from these musicians written during quarantine times. All instrumental until the last track, the title track, Long Violent History, which is definitely a freaking great song. Folk, I probably lean more on the folk. Bluegrass, definitely bluegrass, not country really. I would say definitely bluegrass folk, but check it out. A really great album and pretty reasonably priced, I thought. This was one that, when it came out, I just like that one on International Anthem. I ordered it from three different times. They all came warped, and I was very upset because I've been looking forward to it for a while, and I finally just sent it back, and I said I'll wait for the repress, and I did. So this is Monk Palo Alto on Impulse. Finally got a nice flat pressing. The other ones, it just drove me nuts, so I sent them back. It was pretty bad. So, it played, but, I just couldn't stand looking at it, so I sent it back. And, yeah, the repress sounds and looks great. If anybody, felt the same way as I did and, wanted to wait, let me just tell you that the new one is good. Music is great. Hard to believe the recording, was done by was a janitor or something like that. Yeah, great stuff. Monk, Palo Alto, Stanford. Don't need to talk about that one. This is a new one. Quantric Soul Orchestra, Stampede. Definitely, kind of soul, jazzy. Really nice stuff. New group. Don't know a whole lot about the group itself, but funk, soul, jazz. Inspired by Dusty Funk 45. So if you kind of like that, that funk, kind of give it a listen, see if you like it, and maybe end up purchasing it. Next one I got a while ago when it came out, but I to be honest, it just sat in the pile down there and I didn't spin it. But this is Black Crowes Crowology. It's on the 10th anniversary gold vinyl. I love the Black Crowes. Don't have a ton of records from them, so I was really happy to see when they repressed this. 3 LP set. You gotta put some time into go through this, but very enjoyable. All the songs on here just very consistent and yeah, good stuff from the Black Crowes. One that is an okay album. Not my favorite Bill Evans, but this is Affinity. It's a later one on Warner Brothers. Getting into his 80s albums. 1979, my bad. Yeah, Toots Thielman's also on here. It's okay. It's can get kind of elevator music-esque at times. There's a couple of good tracks on here. I think it was This Is All I Ask, which is song 3 on side 1 I kind of enjoyed, but you know, this isn't one that you need to go find. But I got this really cheap. Not one that you need to look out for or anything like that. This one was also got from Glass House Records on LA. Sound like a broken record here, but this is Bobby Hutcherson, Total Eclipse. Liberty Pressing. Yeah, Harold Land, Chick Corea, Reggie Johnson, and Joe Chambers. Nice, you know, kind of soul jazz, a little bit of funkiness to it, but definitely still jazz oriented. It's from late 60s, I think. Based on the Liberty label, I'm guessing 68, 69, 1968. So very nice, Bobby Hutcherson. Just a couple more here. Roland Hayes, Second Wave on Black Jazz, another one of these black with the clear limited pressings here. They're doing such a great job with these Black Jazz pressings. It's so nice to see, you know, all these getting repressed finally. I know somebody else did it. I don't know if it was Pure Pleasure or Speaker's Corner. I can't remember who else did it. But yeah, these are nice. From Real Gone Music, doing great with it. Really nice record. One that you know, I never really heard until I bought it. So let's see here. Roland Hayes, Henry Franklin on bass, which is nice. And they just announced that they are going to repress, you know, one of the most sought-after Black Jazz albums, the Henry Franklin Skipper. So that's going to be exciting in the next couple months, or next month, I think. So, and last but not least, Alone, the Rivers Cuomo recording sessions, or home recordings of Rivers Cuomo. Some demos that he did at his house from '92 to 2007. This was sealed before I got it. You know, I had to open it. Yeah, just him kind of playing at home. Really cool stuff. You know, Weezer, obviously my favorite band. So really nice to pick that up. I've been looking for that for a while, but you know, I didn't want to pay $60 for it, so I paid, you know, less than half that. So that's it. Finally put these away, shelve them. Hope you guys are doing well. Just want to come on here, quick Final Finds video. So, all right, take care.